Hello and welcome to this News 9 special as we start building up for the IPL 2022. The IPL 2022 starts on March 26. It's an exciting season. 2 new teams are coming up. It's a 10-team IPL. Several new players are there and several established names have changed teams. We'll be discussing a lot more over the coming days. But today we start with the top 5 unknown, unheralded names, who can be trump card for the teams. Joining me in today's discussion is my colleague Nikhil. Nikhil, IPL is a lot about top stars, mega money, mega stars, but then some unheralded names do take the cake, but still, do you think, it will be too much for the unheralded stars to, unknown names sort of to make an instant impact?
I don't think so. I think this year, these unknown players who've done wonders for their domestic leagues, who've just started playing for their countries, who've come up with match-changing knocks in the T20 format, some in the list A format, some in ODIs. I think they will have a big impact in this year's edition in Mumbai and Pune in the league stage. I'm expecting a few West Indians who've gone for big money in the IPL auctions. I'm expecting a certain South African, a New Zealander who not too many people know, and a Sri Lankan who did not play for his country but is definitely playing for his franchise.
Right.
I'm expecting these few players, this famous 5 at least, to have a big impact in this tournament, although they haven't been exposed, at the international level. But I think they're going to have a massive impact in this tournament.
Right. Now, let's start with that certain South African that you mentioned. He's just a teenager, but then already he's being equated with a legend from his country, AB de Villiers. The nickname that this guy we are talking about, Brevis, is Baby AB, and MI literally fought for him in the IPL auction to take a teenager. Mind you, this is his debut IPL. Still, he went for 3 crore for a teenager, Brevis. Lot to expect from that young man.
Absolutely. He comes with a massive, big reputation, Abhishek. He's considered a prodigy back in South Africa. He is a stroke maker only like AB de Villiers. People who've seen both of them say there was AB de Villiers and now there is Brevis. He was the highest scorer in the Under-19 World Cup. In fact, he scored 506 runs, Abhishek, which was the highest for any edition of the Under-19 World Cup. He broke Shikhar Dhawan's record. Shikhar Dhawan had made a record back in 2004. He's also a useful leg spinner. What he does is he bats at number 3. So he's a playmaker. He bats at number 3 and he has all the shots. Audacious stroke player, comes down the track to fast bowlers and wallops them over mid-wicket. I was seeing some of his videos. I have not seen a batsman with such audacity at such a young level. He is some talent, and I think Mumbai Indians have got a jewel for INR 3 crores.
Right, but it remains to be seen, because he's such an untested entity, whether he gets to play in the 11, because initial matches, of course, he'll be tried out at some point of the time. I'm sure he'll get his chance, but this will be his maiden IPL. A lot of expectations. He even tweeted that it was he finds himself fortunate enough to play for the most successful IPL team, which is Mumbai Indians. Our next man in our list is Odin Smith, who is again can make as much an impact as Andre Russell, right,
yeah.
Nikhil?
Absolutely. Smith, he recently played against India. He had a cameo in Ahmedabad, if you remember, 36 of 18 balls in the ODI. He had a brilliant CPL this year, Abhishek. He not only sort of is a destructive all-rounder in the lower order, he also bowls fast medium. He has an excellent bowling strike rate. He was brilliant in the T20 Abu Dhabi League, 139 runs of just 49 deliveries. A very dangerous low order batsman, heavily built, very muscular. Just like Andre Russell, you can see his numbers.
His batting strike rate is 122 in list A cricket, right? And also he's a utility player.
Yeah.
He's a medium pacer. So, overall a good combo, and Punjab Kings, they went for 6 crore. He went for 6 crore to Punjab Kings. They have a good squad, and Romario Shepherd just provides them the ammunition in the lower order, batter plus bowler.
Yeah, Odin Smith, you mean? Odin Smith,
sorry.
Yeah, he is an absolute, he's a powerhouse, and he's already shown that in the CPL and in the few matches he's played for the West Indies. Punjab Kings has the best balanced side. We've discussed that in the IPL auction analysis, and I think this guy could be the trump card for Punjab Kings. He will provide that spark in the lower order. Watch out for Odin Smith.
Right. I mean, while Punjab Kings has a good squad, another squad, which has important players, key players is RCB and Finn Allen, our next man in the list.
Yeah.
He's a ferocious hitter in the limited overs, and he can play the part also, because RCB, of course, one of the three teams which is yet to win the IPL. This time they have a new captain in Fab du Plessis, Virat Kohli the batter. A lot to look forward to. Virat Kohli only the batter, and Finn Allen impact player in the squad.
Absolutely. He is this unknown quantity from New Zealand. He is a wicketkeeper batsman, and not many people know that he has a T20 strike rate of 176.
Right.
It is the highest, Abhishek, in T20 history.
Right.
It is higher than Andre Russell also.
Wow.
So no one knows about him. He has a T20I strike rate of 190 in the few matches he's played for New Zealand. In the Super Smash, which is New Zealand's IPL, it is their highest T20 domestic league tournament. He scored 280 runs at a strike rate of 200. So this guy is a dashing stroke player. I think he was an amazing buy for the RCB for just INR 80 lakh.
Yeah, I mean,
very cheap.
At 80 lakh with this kind of performance, he's a T20 strike rate of 190, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a cheap buy, it's a smart buy, we might call it. And there's another RCB guy that we are going to talk about, who Finn Allen's teammate, a high-impact leg spinner, Wanindu Hasaranga. I mean, he did not feature in the India-Sri Lanka series, due to injury, but he has joined the camp, according to the information that we receive, and he was the highest among the overseas players. I think he was the highest, 10.75. In fact, while the Pacers, took the cake, in getting high contracts, Wanindu Hasaranga, a leg spinner and a power hitter, got 10.75 crore, and that alone speaks a lot about his potential.
Absolutely. He's been there for a while. He's been there since 2017. He's been there in the Sri Lankan international setup. He was the highest wicket taker.
2020 and T20 World Cup, right?
2020 World Cup. He's also a useful batter in the lower order. See, he will play the role of Yuzvendra Chahal for RCB.
True.
They haven't retained Yuzvendra Chahal, so he will play that role. He will be the playmaker with the ball in the middle overs.
I mean, in World Cup, you can see 16 wickets in 8 matches. I think he was the highest wicket
taker.
He was the highest wicket taker in T20 World Cup. 57 wickets in 33 innings. I mean, it's a strike rate of just 12.9 in T20s. It's a great figure, right?
It's a third best in T20I history. Third best ever.
Best. Yeah. Wow.
So this guy is a match winner with the ball. He will exactly play the role Chahal did so successfully for RCB in the last 3 to 4 seasons. He will control the middle overs, take crucial wickets, restrict the opposition. This guy, and trust me, there's going to be no injury. When you are paid 10.75 crores, there's no injury. I think he will play all the matches for RCB.
Right, that's quite a cheeky remark, and I think he'll combine with Glenn Maxwell, in the middle order, spin, middle order hitting both. And our last man on the list is Romario Shepherd, another destructive all-rounder, Nikhil, another with huge potential. Look at his figures, 18 wickets. At a strike rate of just 11 in CPL. Mind you, the CPL players, they are really preferred in IPL these days. He has a T20 strike rate of 159.25. What more can you tell us about him?
Absolutely. He scored a brilliant 44 of 28 balls in this against England in the recent T20 series in Barbados.
Right.
He's very much like Odin Smith. He's a destructive hitter in the lower order. He's a fast bowling all-rounder. And this combination of, all-rounders who bowl fast and who are ferocious hitters has gone for big money in the IPL. A number of players, Indians and overseas, who combine these two skills have attracted big money, Abhishek.
Right.
I mean, look at his numbers. T20 strike rate of 160 almost. T20I strike rate of 155.
Right.
I'm expecting... SRH did not choose a great team this year. I mean, I'm expecting SRH actually to finish last, which I'll write in my preview.
Right.
But they made one good selection towards the latter half, which was Romario Shepherd.
Right, and while these are the top 5 players that we are hoping and we are predicting that they might have a big impact, what are the other players, who you think may have an impact? Unheralded players, maybe not their maiden IPL, but initial 2-3 IPL. So there are quite a few. David Willey, he could not really make an impact last season, but this season
Marco Jansen, South Africa.
Marco Jansen is another player. So who are all the players who you think, unheralded players, who can do really well this season?
I really think Marco Jansen will do well. Tymel Mills, there are some other West Indian players, but they've already played for the West Indies. Shimron Hitmaier, He's gone for a lot of money, but he's not exactly an unknown quantity.
Yeah, he has been there for. What about that Singaporean player,
Tim David? Tim David is someone who will, who's a very, very talented player. Again, he has a strike rate of 155. His T20 strike rate in the death is around 200. He scored tons of runs for Singapore and in the Australian T20 leagues. Tim David, I'm expecting, to sort of score big runs at a high strike rate and be a very high impact player in this tournament.
I mean, it all depends ultimately, because IPL, we have seen in the past also, right, these unknown players, based on their performance in CPL and BBL, they come in the IPL, but initially they can't make an impact. We have to wait and watch how much impact that they can make. As the days go by, we'll be analyzing more about the potential IPL top performers. Today was our first in the list. Thank you so much for joining. Do log on to news9live.com for more news on sports. Thank you and goodbye.